Yo, what is going on, guys? TymeStopper here, coming back at you another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, in this video, we are going to be talking about the 4th anniversary Titan event in Raid Shadow Legends. We want to talk about, is it worth your time? Should you be worried about it? Should you be all upset like I see all over Reddit and in videos, or should you just not care? So, let's jump into the video. Okay, guys, so first and foremost, you know how I do things here. We're going to first talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly on all of this. However, you know, I got to get something out of the way. I got to get something off my chest right away. I'm seeing all these posts on Reddit. I'm seeing videos. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff, messages and Discords, everything, right? And people are just beyond themselves on how terrible the Titan event and everything else is that's wrapped up in this, right? But I think that a lot of it is being blown way out of proportion, number one. And number two, you don't have to do this event, okay? Now, I know you're going to tell me, but, you know, I really want the rewards. So what? There's plenty of events I skip. That's not relevant here. So let's talk about why everybody's mad. So first and foremost, what is the Titan event, right? So we have this anniversary event that we know is going to run about 13 weeks, right? Now, in this event, there's 5 milestones that you can get to. Think about this as one long thing, right? Total of 77,500 points. Once you get to each different point level, you get the one-time rewards that come from those milestones. So you go through the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and then all the way to the 5th one, finishing up with a sacred shard. Obviously, the further along you go here, the better the rewards are that you're going to get. You do get some avatars in here, which are... well, except for milestone 3 for some reason. You get some avatars in here, which, I mean, okay, they're a cosmetic, big deal. They don't really help you in the game. If you're a collector, sure, but if you're a collector, this video probably isn't for you anyway. You're going out there, you're spending tons of money, you're buying everything anyway, right? This is more for people who are trying to decide, is this the right thing to be spending my time and my effort on? Well, it's kind of hard to tell, and that's the biggest problem that we have. We don't really know how many of these Titan points that we're going to be getting over the long term and where we're going to be getting them from. Now, we can kind of make a few assumptions based on some of the stuff that we already see now. So if I take myself away for just a second, we can see that down here on the bottom left-hand corner, they have objectives where of course, they click to events and tournaments where you can get these points. Okay, so obviously you could click through these. You can click through events and tournaments, and it's going to take you right over to it. So we know that there is some events going on right now, and there is also a dragon tournament going on right now, as you can see, where you can get some one-time rewards as always. You have an option over here. This is at 1,700 points. I ran it just to that to get 1,000 of these Titan points, right? So you have the option to either do this dragon tournament or not do this dragon tournament. Now, there is a fusion coming up, and the fusion looks like a pretty solid fusion, right? So I don't think that you should be going out of your way to do this dragon tournament. That being said, there is a 2x speed gear drop going on as well at the same time. So if you have some extra energy, you have some extra resources, I say maybe you do it for a little bit, right? The worst case scenario is you're going to get some of these Titan points, and at the end, you won't even care. The truth is, as we look over these milestones, none of these are like earth-shattering, ground-breaking milestones, right? Even all the way up to the 5th one, I mean, 77,000 points to get a sacred shard is a lot of points that you're going to have to do to get to a sacred shard. But none of the other events that, or excuse me, rewards on here are really earth-shattering. Like one Mortal Soulstone at 20,000 points. I mean, I can get that from doing the Iron Twins for 200 energy for 2 days, right? So these are just like extra rewards kind of on top of things. Now, the minute I say that, I know that some people are already going to the comment section. They're like, yo, but Time, bro, did you not see they took away our rewards? If you go to the Dragon Tournament, they took away our shard that's over there normally, and they took away our other stuff that's over there normally. Well, you know, sometimes there's a shard over there, and sometimes there's other stuff over there, but sometimes there isn't. I went back because I have screen captures of a lot of the tournaments and stuff like that, and what I see that they potentially took from you by putting in these points and these Plarium points, which are a whole nother ball of wax to begin with, but by putting those in there, what I'm seeing is almost every tournament had a spot for 50 gems. So you definitely lost that. Sometimes they'll have a 4-star chicken. Sometimes they will have an epic book. Now, this does have a 5-star chicken. It's at 3,000 points. Normally, the top of this is at 2,700 points. So you're definitely working a little bit harder for this, and you are losing out on some stuff to get this, right? But we also don't know where else we're going to be getting Plarium points from, or excuse me, the Titan points from. We don't know the tiers they're going to be at. We don't know any of that stuff. And I think that's the biggest problem that most people are having right now, is they just aren't sure where they're going to be getting these points from ultimately, right? Now, where else can you get them from? That's the tournaments. We have the El Haynes Path. Now, we've done Heroes Path, Winner's Path, all these different paths, right? And sometimes they've been good, sometimes they've been bad. Now, from what I gather, this is not going to be the best path ever. However, there are some things in here that are kind of cool, and if they can expand upon it down the road, could really change the mentality that they have when it comes to this type of stuff. So you have two choices. You can go down the left or the right. You get some Titan points. Now, we start to see that you can actually get some of the split souls. I know this is a perfect soul, but as you go down here, you can see we got an El Haynes split soul and then a 3-star, which is actually kind of cool. I mean, even in the end game, most people are using El Haynes because you need her in secret rooms and things like that, right? So while she might not have been the starter that you picked, it's still kind of cool, right? You can come all the way down here and you can grab some more Titan points and some Plarium points and whatnot in this event. Now, how do we do this? I mean, this is like a lot of the other events, right? You're going to either get artifacts and accessories through drops, either through campaign or through farming dungeons over the next 3 days, or you're going to be doing like artifact enhancement, right? You're going to be upgrading your artifacts and your accessories to kind of get these points and whatnot. So those are all the same point breakdowns they've been before. They didn't change any of that stuff. Really, the only thing that's kind of changed is the rewards and what you're going to get from that. And while these rewards aren't really going to wow anybody here, I mean, I don't know most people even care about 3-star chickens, rare books, and things like that. They are some additional rewards, again, for stuff that maybe you're already going to do, right? If you weren't going to do the Dragon Tournament, you probably don't care about the Dragon rewards. You also probably don't care about these rewards. You also probably don't care about the Titan Path event rewards. So it all kind of ties itself together. Like, do you really want to go and do these events? Or have you decided you're at a place in your game where you'd rather save resources for the fusion? The reality is that you weren't going to be able to do any event that they stuck in these next 3 days with any kind of like efficiency and still have rewards available to do the fusion, most likely, unless you're a spender. If you're a free-to-play player, you weren't going to do this anyway. So who cares, right? If you're a low-spend player, you weren't going to do this anyway. Who cares? Stop acting like it's the worst thing in the world, that Plarium has done you wrong, that the universe has flipped on its head and suddenly, oh my God, they're taking away all my stuff. None of that is even remotely relevant at this point. You weren't going to do it anyway. Now, if you're a moderate spender, okay, maybe that's where you start getting into nickel and diamond. Did this make sense to do this or not do this or whatnot? And the truth is, I don't know. But we also can look at the rewards from the Titan event and say, this probably isn't worth it anyway, right? Like, if I'm a moderate spender, do I care? Am I farming ascension potions right now with my energy? Am I doing other stuff, right? You don't have to do every single event that shows up in the game. Oh my God, yes, I said that. You don't have to do every single event. The mentality is that people have to go in here and they have to do every event. They're always a net loss. I'm going to say that again so people in the back can hear it. These are always a net loss. You are always going to spend more resources than you are going to get back. In every single situation, they're like that. It's about progressing your account. Do you need to do those things to progress your account? If you're at the late game and you don't really need to run Dragon, then don't run Dragon. It's that simple. Don't look at it and be like, oh my God, they took away my epic book. Dude, you weren't going to run that Dragon anyway. Right? And if you're a low spend or a mid or like a no spend player, you probably weren't running that Dragon either. So it really makes no difference. Now, there are some things about this that I think that are pretty good, and there are some things that I think are pretty bad, right? So is it good? I mean, there's definitely some nuance to this, and it's definitely a different type of reward system. And it actually has a lot of potential because when you look at some of the rewards they're putting in there, I mean, we're now getting souls in the Heroes Path events. That's pretty cool. There's champions in there. That's kind of cool too. If they expand upon that, where can they take that? Take it a ton of places, right? Now, I will say one of the things that I'm super concerned about is this whole chest mechanic, right? Because for me, this is RNG on top of RNG, right? So most of the places in the game where I get a chest, I get rewards from that chest, and the rewards are either good, bad, whatever. But like, for example, if I do clan boss every day and I get double chests every day, I know that over a certain period of time, yes, today I might not have gotten a sacred shard out of Ultra Nightmare, but I know that down the road I will, right? I've tracked it for over a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And I can tell you that the drops are pretty consistent, right? Some months will be slightly worse than others, some slightly. Anyway, moral of the story is you have multiple opportunities. These chests don't give you that. You get one chest at each tier, okay? Now, the problem with that is if you go click on, say, for example, this bronze chest. So I have to get 2,500 points to get to this bronze chest, right? So when I click on this bronze chest, it says it's going to drop one of the following rewards at random. So I'm only going to get one of these. I'm not going to get 2 or 3 of these. I'm literally getting one of these. So that means that I could go all the way from 5 essence or 100 coins to 75k silver. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? If this was like the clan boss where it dropped in buckets, like you're always going to get some gear, you're almost always going to get some potions, you're almost always going to get some of like each category, then I can get behind this, right? And this penalty system, I'll call it, gets worse the higher you go. Because each of these chests, the rewards get progressively better, but the gap gets progressively larger. So as you get over here to milestone number 5, and you click on the diamond chest, you have some awesome rewards over here. You have a feast, void shards, legendary books. We've got immortal soul stones, but you've also got 500k silver? What? Are you kidding me? You're telling me that I did 64,000 points in this event and I could walk away with 500k silver when I get to this diamond chest. Like, that's despicable. Now, if I could get that silver and maybe something from the, we'll call it the soul category, right? Like 1, 2, 3 soul items. And I could get something from the, we'll call it the food category, like a feast or a barrel or a chicken or something. Then that's a whole different ballgame. But this tells me it's just going to drop one item at random. So I don't really have anything at that point that I really am fighting for. So you have to ask yourself, okay, they put a lot of work into this event. It wasn't your work, so it doesn't really matter, right? That's irrelevant. Do you want to do this event? Well, to me, these are going to be going alongside other events. The way I see this happening, if I can put my fortune teller hat on real quick, what I see happening with this is they will have all of the normal events they normally would throughout like our fusion that's coming up, right? So you're going to have your dragon tournaments, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In there will be some spots with Titan points. There will be some spots with fragments, probably, et cetera, right? There will also be periods of time in between fusions in the next 13 weeks that we don't have any events going on. And what will they do? Well, that's what they're going to be throwing in the different path events. So right now, there's no fusion going on. They have Elhane's path. Well, next, when this next fusion finishes up, I would bet my left arm that there will be a Kale path or a Gaelic path or an Aethel path that will hold us over until we get to the next fusion or the next event, right? So that way they're kind of planning it out a little bit longer and we kind of know what to expect. I would bet that that's what's going to happen because that's actually easier for them, right? They can run the path events which you can get stuff from. And then on top of that, you can also get Titan points. So it's definitely a different mechanic to get some rewards, even though it's shrouded in a lot of the same stuff that we currently do. But again, you don't have to do any of these, right? I can't stress that enough. I keep going back to it, and you're probably like, dude, you're such a broken record right now. But I can't stress it enough. You don't have to do any of these events. If you don't want to do them, just don't do them, right? When you're going through and you're doing your fusion, do the fusion. If you get some Titan points, great. You got some Titan points, you come over here, you open up some chests or whatever the case may be. Not a big deal. But don't feel like you need to do this Titan event. It's no different than a hero's path that you would normally skip. I am more disappointed in what you're going to get out of these chests. And I mean, if this really is only dropping one item, that's pretty dismal. As a matter of fact, let's go take a look at it. I've gotten some points already. Let's just take a look and see if we can get to that chest. I don't know if we can or not. Which one of these do I want? I don't know if I can get there or not, but I guess we're going to find out the hard way. We'll just go ahead and pick up one of these to get us down here. I don't really care about any of this stuff, truth be told. So let's just keep picking this stuff up. Okay, 8,000 points. That is not going to be enough points to get on this other side, is it? Let's find out. Probably not. And a chicken. Get ourselves an El Hain, i.e. another chicken. Oh, 1,600 points. And we need 2,500 more points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab some points because I don't think okay, wait, maybe if I grab my stuff from the dragon, I'll have enough. Hold on. Maybe we do. Boop, boop, boop. Can we open up this chest and see what we get out of it? That's really what I want to do. I want to show you guys, can we get anything out of this chest? Oh, we can. Okay. Let's take a look, see what's in the chest. We're just going to grab up all this stuff. We don't really care. Blah, blah, blah. Avatar, nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's open this chest, see if we get anything decent out of the chest, or, you know what? Is it one item? I received a bronze chest. Okay. What do I do with said bronze chest? Is it over here? Oh, okay. So the bronze chest goes to my box. Doesn't tell me much of anything. I have 6 days to claim it. Let's go ahead and collect it. See what we get. Bronze chest open. 175k silver. Thanks, Plarium. But guys, I think that pretty much sums it up. Should you be doing the 4th anniversary event? Doesn't look like it to me. But let me know down below. Are you guys planning on doing it? Yes or no? Either way, I do appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. Be sure if you did like the video, you do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and of course, as always, until next time, be good.